Hey everybody, Mrs. Bianchi. Points F and G have been plotted on the coordinate plane below, and here they are. Points G and H are the same distance from point F. Which coordinates could be the location of point H? So what we'll do is let's plot each of these choices. So A is over 1 up 2. And remember it's supposed to be point H, but I'm just going to put an A because that's choice A. But just keep in mind that in our minds they're saying that this is point H. So I'm just going to put that there just to remind us about that. Point B is over 4 up 2. And let's put choice B next to that so we know. Choice C is over 5 up 1. And choice D is over 2 up 5. We'll put a D next to that. All right, so just keep in mind that these are all point H's. I'm just putting the letter choice of each of the choices of ordered pairs that we could pick, but it really is H. So basically, if we look at the distance between points F and G, this red line represents the distance. But the difficulty that we have here is we really can't count how many units that is because it's at a horizontal. So that means we either need to use different strategies to figure out the distance, or we just need to plot and perhaps even measure with a ruler. So let's look at the ones that are probably most obviously not correct. So if I do a line, and let's actually, I think I have the blue picked out already, but let's make sure I do. So if I do a line from F to this green dot, which is choice B, is there any way that we would conclude that that blue line is the same length as the red line? You can clearly see that they're not the same length. So that's choice B. We can probably get rid of that one. That's probably a no. Now, let's look at, let me move that out of the way. And how about we compare choice D to choice G? And let's make another line. Now, is that blue line the same length as the red line? You can clearly see it's not. So we can probably say no on that as well. All right, so now we're down to choice A and choice C. So choice A is over here. That's the ordered pair of 1, 2. So let me move these other lines out of the way. Let's move the blue line out of the way. Let's make a new blue line, and let's examine the length of that. Now that we can see is 2 units. In this, we really don't know how many units it is. So that looks like it could be, but before we pick that, let's also examine the idea that what if we're looking at F to C? Does that blue line appear to be the same length as the red line? So one way you might be able to look at it is if we connect these 2 points, does it end up being an isosceles triangle if we connect these 2 points? So maybe that might even help some of you to see whether or not that might be it. So let's draw a line, but this time let's make the line green. Does that appear to be an isosceles triangle? Because if it does, then the blue line would appear to be the same as your red line. So what I recommend you do, and you can even do this right on the computer screen, because I have this image is available for you to look at on the, if you just scroll down to after question 3, just before question 4, you're going to find this image. And what might be a good idea is to just go ahead and actually measure in centimeters that red line, just to kind of confirm things. So on mine, I don't know if I have this scaled quite right. So if you measure that, I'd have to rotate this a little bit more to get that to be more perfect. Measure the length of the red line and then measure the length of the blue line and see if you get the same thing. All right, so hopefully you found this helpful. If you're still confused, there are some other ways that you might be able to determine the distance between the 2 points, but I think for 6th grade purposes, that's probably our best bet.